Hello, everyone. Today is Tuesday, May 10th at approximately 2:10 p.m. and we are convening a tax review board session. My name is Melissa Andre. I'm the executive director and I am supposed to read this out loud. Please be aware that this is a public hearing and it is being recorded. Because the meeting is public, participants and viewers have no expectation of privacy. By continuing to be in this meeting, you are consenting to being recorded. At this time, I'm going to give control of the board to our chair, Nancy Cameradiner, but I do want to point out that we have quorum, actually more than that, we have all 5 members of the board.
We have a full board today.
We have a full board today with George Matthews, Dominique Ward, Ryan Boyer, and Paula Weiss. Nancy?
Okay, thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. The tax review board hearings for double check the date here, May 10th, 2022 will come to order. First, I'm going to advise you that there's one item on today's agenda that has already been continued. That's item number 3, Theodore Mavridis, last 4 digits of the docket 0940. We're going to turn now to the first petitioner who has arrived for today, and that's item number 6, Joseph Sutherland, last 4 digits of the docket 0683. The property address is 3315 North 17th Street. Would you please identify yourself for the record, Mr. Sutherland?
Joseph Sutherland.
Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth with everything that comes before the board?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Who has this matter for the city?
Good afternoon, Julia Park for the City of Philadelphia.
Okay, will you have anyone with you who needs to be sworn?
Yes, we have our WRB witness, Angela Brockton Long.
Okay, please identify yourself for the record.
My name is Angela Brockington Long, and I'm with the Water Revenue Bureau.
Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth with everything that comes before the board?
I do.
Okay, thank you. We'd like to get the numbers for the record from you, and if the city has any opening comments to provide, if you would provide those right after the numbers.
Okay, I have March 17, 15 to 12, 11, 18. The principal is $8,570.21, 0 penalty, 0 lien, and the total is $8,570.21.
Okay, thank you. Are there any opening comments from
Yes,
the city?
this property is a rental property. The dispute is concerning a back bill issued in December 2018 in the amount of $8,570.21 following a meter service. So from March 2015 to December 2018, there were 0 readings. After the PWD technicians captured the actual reading during the meter service, the petitioner was assessed the back bill in that amount, and then it was for 1,229 CCFs used for that span of 3 years and 8 months. Breaking it down, it's around an average of $194 per month. The city's position is that the back bill is correct as issued.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Sutherland, would you please tell us why you're here and what it is you're looking for from this board?
Of course, this is my second time here. Good afternoon. The City of Philadelphia, I always pay the bill each month over the years. So you can check my record. I have never been in delinquency, always up to date with my bills. It so happened that the City of Philadelphia, the water department, to be correct, came out and changed the meter. Prior to that, the meter has been defected and the water department, they're aware of that. They came out and changed the meter and then they give me this enormous bill. Now, when I look at the whole scenario, I'm not responsible for that bill because each month, if you look at the record, I pay what was given to me on a monthly basis on time each month. If the meter was defected, that's the responsibility of the water department, not Joseph Sutherland. And the water department prior changed meter before. So they knew before, prior that the meter was defective. They do nothing about it. So my dispute is that is not my responsibility to figure out whether the meter was working or not. What I'm very clear about, whatever bill was sent to me, it was paid each month accordingly.
Just to try to clarify, you indicated that the water department knew the meter was defective. How did you know about this? How did you understand that it was defective?
There was a meter was defective before. So prior before that, they knew that there was an issue with the meter. Prior before that, they knew that there was a problem with the meter.
Oh, okay.
I have a
Is there anything
question.
else you wanted to add? And I'll open it for any questions from the other board members after you address that.
No.
No. Okay. Do you have questions from any of the board members?
Yes, Ryan Boyer, I have a question. Good afternoon, Mr. Southern.
Good afternoon.
Is your position that the water department is responsible for a defective meter? What if the meter reading would have gave you a bill, an exorbitant bill? Would they have been responsible for that too, or you as the taxpayer would have been responsible to pay?
The water department is responsible for whatever happened to the meter, sir. Not the homeowner.
Question. So is your testimony that whether they overcharge you or undercharge you, they're responsible for the bill?
It's not a matter of over or undercharge. I pay what is fair and what is given to me according to what is recorded, and that is fair and legally. That's my position, sir.
All right, thank you.
I have a couple questions. Sir, during the entire time, was the property occupied?
At one point in time, it was vacant for a period of time. I don't quite remember the period of time, but at one time it was vacant, yes.
But mostly there were tenants during this period of time?
Occasionally,
Okay.
not
And
fully.
did you receive the bills each month on time?
Each month, correct.
And did you review them to determine what the usage was on those bills that was being charged?
I pay what was given to me on the bill. That's what I did.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions from board members? I guess not then. We'll turn to, oh, I'm sorry, George.
No, that's not what's.
I thought maybe you had a question since you showed up on the screen. Okay, then let's turn back to the city.
So Mr. Sutherland, just a quick question about the bills. When you were reading the monthly bills, you were probably paying the service and stormwater, which was probably the same amount each month. Wasn't that kind of odd if you knew there were tenants in your house and it was the same amount each month?
No, I wasn't paying attention on that. As I stated earlier, at a period of time there was a vacancy. Nobody wasn't there. My position is I pay the bill each month in time. Whatever was given to me each month, that's what I paid. I wasn't focusing on defective meter.
Excuse me.
Okay.
But that's not my position.
Okay, I'm turning to Miss Angela. Did you have a chance to review the petitioner's water account?
Yes, I did.
What type of property is this?
It's a rental property.
Who owns this property?
Joseph Sutherland?
And was a discontinuance permit obtained for this property?
No.
During the dispute periods, did technicians go out?
Yes.
When?
On December 17, 2018,
Why did they go out?
there was zero usage.
And what did they do?
They changed the ERT.
What was the result?
The account was back billed for usage between March 17, 15 through 12/11/18, based on an actual reading they obtained at the time of the ERT change.
Okay, can we go back? Can we share your screen on basis and show the zero readings? Let's see what was happening.
Oh, let's see. don't see the, here we go. Can you see it?
Not yet.
Yeah. How about now?
It's,
Yes,
it's
we can
come
see it.
coming up now.
Mhm.
Mm,
Can you scroll down to 2015? So, okay, let's see. So it's all zeros.
All zeros.
Yeah, okay. So it was all zero since the last meter service.
Yes.
Mhm.
For what period of time was it all zeros? You flicked through a number of readings, but it's hard to know for us what the time period was where there were zero readings.
It started here March 17, 15 and continued until it's all zeros. And it continued until the next ERT change, which is, I'm sorry, here, December 11, 2018, which is when they changed the ERT.
And how many months did that cover?
That's about 40,
Like 44
yeah,
months.
about 44 months, yes.
And did the city ever go out to check on the meter anytime prior to the December 2018?
Yes, they also, there was actually an ERT change. Well, I'm sorry, that's 2015. Okay, here, January 22nd, 15, they changed the ERT.
So the city changed the ERT in January 2015, and then 3 months later, in March of 2015, the ERT just stopped working for the next 3 years. You guys didn't go out there till 2018.
Yes,
And throughout that time period, it's still zero meter readings, even though there was someone going out and looking at it. So that means there really
no.
wasn't any water usage there. Is that a correct assumption?
no, it is not. No one's going out there. You mean after 2015?
Well, the concern is-
I'm looking at this when you had said there was someone out there who changed the ERT and did some other things. And during that time period, it didn't make a difference in terms of having a meter reading. And so it would appear then that there was no actual water usage during that time, unless there's something I'm missing.
Well, I mean, after the March, actually they changed the meter and the ERT, March 17, 15. That's a new meter and a new ERT. And that's when there was zero usage. So, you know, they don't go in to read the meters. There's a truck that drives by to get the meters. I mean, to get the readings. And the customer, they are responsible for reading the bill, and it will tell you on the bill if you receive more than 2 zero estimated readings, you are to call the customer service number.
For the meter shop, correct?
Yes, for the meter shop. Well, actually, the customer service
Oh, okay.
to request to have your meter serviced.
So I think what I'm trying to understand is if you're telling me that in March, they went out there to replace the meter and the ERT of
Yes.
2015, and then subsequently it proceeds to just give him zero readings for 3 years.
Mhm.
And then all of a sudden you guys go back out in December of 2018, and then you have this large reading. The ERT you replaced it and the meter you replaced it with back in March of 2015 wasn't working then.
Well, when they came out in 2018, they didn't replace the ERT. So they did replace they didn't replace the meter. They did replace the ERT. So the ERT wasn't working. But,
If that was what was replaced before
right.
in 15 was the ERT.
15,
was
well,
what was
in 15
replaced.
In
It
15,
wasn't the meter, it says the
It
ERT
was.
in your history.
okay, that's an error. They actually changed the meter and the ERT in 2015.
How do we see that? I only saw ERT.
Okay, I'm actually looking in basis in the system, and it says I can see where they changed the meter and ERT. So that's an error on the account
We
history.
can't see that.
So
Can you show that?
If you look at the date, March 17, 2015,
Mhm.
if you look at the left column, it says meter key. If the board members can see, there's two different numbers. If you look at March
Okay.
17, 2015, there's two different numbers. That means that the meter was changed then.
Okay, that's not clear in the other column, and
Nancy,
I know I missed that, so that's important to point it out. Thank you.
I want to clarify the question that Board Member Ward asked. So you replaced the ERT and the meter in 15. It didn't work. You were still getting 0 readings and you didn't go back to 3 years later?
Yes.
I
Yes,
mean-
the department did not go back until
Miss Angela, does the PW meter shop folks, they go out just on their own to someone's property, or do water customers have to call in for service?
water customers call in for service.
And that's usually in the bill, correct? Because if you
Yeah, that's
see
paid in the bill.
multiple months of zeros and you know there's tenants inside, and that's kind of weird, usually water customers call in, correct?
Well, that's what's indicated on the bill. If you're receiving more than 2 months of 0 or estimated usage, you are to call to request to have your meter serviced.
Does
Okay.
anyone in the Water Revenue Bureau periodically check to see if there's a period of time with 0 readings, or is
Not
it
water revenue.
reliance totally on the customer?
Yeah, not water revenue. And I don't know if the water department does that, but that's why it's indicated on the bill. That is part of the customer's responsibility.
But if the customer just got the ERT and the meter, if a customer just got the ERT and the meter changed,
Yes.
is it reasonable to assume that they would assume that everything is okay?
Yes, but if you're receiving a bill for $28 or $30 per month, and you know that you have tenants, that's a red flag in itself.
So can I ask you a question? Prior to, why did the water department go out in March of 2015 to change the ERT and the meter? Did the owner call for you all to come out there, or you guys went out there sua sponte?
Well, there was estimated usage. That the account had estimated usage.
Okay, and then you, mhm.
2015. Yes.
Does anybody have a copy of the bills so that we can see the language that you just testified to that says that the owner, if after 2 months of getting 0 readings, should be contacting the water department?
Sure, we could try to pull up the bill through basis here.
Mhm.
Let's see if there's a bill from,
In that time period.
say, like June 2015, maybe June, July 2015.
And these are, you're scrolling quickly. So these are the bills that he was being billed for. It was 2716 every month.
Every
Right.
month, yes, the same amount.
I can pull up the bill itself.
It just takes a little bit to load.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll wait, well, everyone's gonna be patient.
Still spending. What is?
It says it cannot be
Maybe
regenerated.
It's gone back too far.
Yeah. Let me try 16 too. This doesn't pop up. All right, let me try.
How many years are they maintained in the system? Do you know?
No.
Shouldn't every bill say that, though? Even a
Yeah,
current,
try the most recent bill.
just see any bill.
Yeah, and they probably only keep them in the system like that for a couple of years. I don't know what the standard is, but it's probably not that many years back. Because that would be over 5 years worth of repetitive information.
That's right, it's 22. Okay.
What about a more current bill? Maybe something from 2020?
Yeah.
I think that's what we're all suggesting.
Yeah.
No,
Let's see.
come to more recent, because the same language should be on there.
Well, if Mr. Sutherland has been paying his bills consistently, the language about the meter service would not be in there.
Yeah,
Only when only if like the usage is estimated or zero, would the language would be on that water bill.
Okay, well, let's see what,
So a bill like this November of 2018.
unbelievable.
Can you please pull the last month's bill?
It may not say this is an actual usage, so it may not say it on this bill. I don't know why it's not coming up.
City, do you have any type of bills or example for this particular person, or we have to see it this way?
Yeah, I mean, I will try to find a bill, water bill. Let me see.
It's fine. We'll take your testimony that language is on there.
Okay.
Does the participant have any cross-examination for the city's witness?
I'm trying to unshare.
Commissioner?
Mr.
can
Sutherland,
you get us out of the screen?
Yes, I'm trying.
Okay.
Oh, gosh. Oh.
I got
Thank you.
time.
Okay.
Board Member Ward asked the petitioner, Mr. Sutherland, if he had anything, any other questions, if he had anything to add.
No, as you can clearly see that there's a problem with the city of Philadelphia in terms of the meter regulation. I mean, they came out prior and installed a meter on the earth and it did not work. So as I stated before, whatever bill been sent to me, that's exactly what I paid. I don't know nothing about meter doesn't work, whatever technical problem with the meter, that is not my responsibility.
Did you ever take a look at a bill to see whether or not there was water usage charge when you knew that there was a tenant in the property, or whether you or someone representing you was in the property using water? Did you?
As I stated earlier, there's a huge gap. I mean, I don't know how many months or years. We're talking 5-6 years. I mean, prior, in which the property was vacant. Nobody wasn't there for a large period of time.
But my question relates to when you knew that someone was there, whether it was you or a tenant who was there, that there would be someone using water. Did you ever look at your bill to see if you were charged for water usage in times that you knew someone was there and using water?
No, I just focused on
So
the
you
bill.
weren't looking for that
No,
when you looked at a bill before you made payment?
No, I just pay the bill that they come in, and that's my priority. That was it.
Okay. And how regularly did you pay your bill? I know when we were looking at some of the information that was on the screen for us, it looked like there were time periods where there was a remaining balance, and it was just adding the small service charge on to the following month. And yet there were other time periods where it appeared that the payments were made. Can you address that in any way in terms of your frequency of payment?
Prior to what you're looking at there, it was the it was pending because it was in litigation. So I was told just to pay whatever month in arrear, I paid that month, but the arrear that was pending, so that wasn't a part of the major bill.
Okay. Any other questions from board members?
The tenants you had, how many months they lived there and which year was it? Do you know?
I can't recall, it's been years ago, so I can't recall how many months. As I said, there's a large portion of time which the building was vacant. So I can't recall how many months and the years.
I have a question to the city. When the water department went there, did they notice anybody living there in that place? Any notation in the documents?
I'm sorry?
I'm talking
He's
about-
asking the city this question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm going to try to find their report. Let's see. On December 11, 18, they noted that the property was occupied. This is the water department Slinky report.
How about prior to that, please?
I'm sorry.
How about prior to that 2018 date?
The March 17, 15, they noted frozen meter. But they did not note whether the property was occupied or not.
Do the city records, I'm sorry, do the city records indicate what, whether they met with someone when they went out and changed the meter or changed the ERT? Is there any indication of whether it was a tenant or the petitioner or anything at all about that?
It's not noted on the Slinky report now.
Okay. Sometimes they note who they met with when they went out and sometimes they don't. That's why I was asking.
Mhm.
Okay. Anything else to add from the city? Ms. Park, anything else to add?
No, nothing at this time.
Okay. Excuse me, Mr. Sutherland, do you have anything else to add before the board steps aside to see about making a decision?
No, I don't think I have anything to say. No, nothing.
Okay.
Okay,
If you'll
everyone.
stay, everyone stay put, the board will be going out to a side room in order to discuss the matter.
Okay, if everyone just stays right where they are.
Miss Brockington, can I get your last name, your
Sure.
hyphenated last name?
Yes, you want me to spell it or just,
I just have -L. I didn't know.
it's long, Long.
Okay, all right, that's what I heard, but I wanted to confirm. Thank you.
Is Melissa still? Julia,
Yes.
I have to come out and restart. I'm like bases is frozen or whatever.
Okay.
Okay, so
Okay. I'll let them know
okay, all right,
before they start
okay.
the next case.
Let me go to that here.
Let's see. That's a good one.
I'm just waiting for the chair to return. Nancy, everyone is back.
Okay, thank you. The board has made a decision. It's our decision to split the responsibility on this and basically abate 50% of the amount that is identified as due and owing. We have chosen this route because we think that the Water Department and or Water Revenue Bureau should have been following up after the ERT change. And we think that the petitioner should have had a little bit more of an eye on what was being charged in terms of water usage to know that there was some water being billed for that was not, or should have been billed for, but was not showing up on the bill. You'll get a letter from us that spells out our decision. Both sides do have the right to appeal to the Court of Common Pleas within 30 days of the date of that letter. Going to assume for the moment that neither side is going to choose to appeal, and should that prove to be the case, then at some point at that 30-day period, the petitioner should meet with the Water Revenue Bureau to arrange for payment arrangements on this matter. Any questions?
I'm sorry, payment arrangements within 30 days of receiving the adjusted bill from the Water Department. I'm from the Water Revenue Bureau.
Oh, correct. I'm sorry. I should have added that you would get an adjusted bill after the time period.
Ryan Boy, I concur.
Paula Weiss, I concur.
George
Dominique?
Matthews, I concur.
Dominic Ward, I concur.
Okay, and Nancy Cameron. So we all concurred in this decision. Any questions? Okay, you'll get a letter from us very soon, and then that will trigger the additional activities here, and you would have the right to appeal to the Court of Common Pleas if that would be your choice. Thank you for coming in today.
Thank you.
Okay, hold on. All right, I just checked. It is 2:45. I've checked the virtual room and the actual location here at 100 South Broad Street, 4th floor. There's no one in the building. No
Okay.
additional visitors.
And let's go one at a time and see if the city has any information concerning these, or if Melissa has anything from the board's records that would show any other situation. The first item on the agenda is Richard Bay, last four digits of the docket 1061. The property address is 1240 Christian Street. Does the city have any information about this petitioner or this matter?
Before we start going down the list, my witness, Angela, she's restarting her computer. So she'll be back on really quickly. As for Richard Bay, 1240 Christian Street, we saw that this account is current. There's no disputed amount there. It's already already has been paid. So I believe there's no action needed on this petition.
Okay, any questions for other board members, or do you concur that no action is needed?
I would concur if there is no balance due for the time period.
Dominic Ward concurs.
George Matthews, I concur.
Ryan?
Is
Ryan
Ryan still on, or is he off?
To Ryan.
Okay, and Nancy Cameron concurs. I think that covers all of us. The second item on the agenda is Laatian Adaloa Adenini. I'm not sure I can pronounce it. It's the last four digits of the docket are 1057. The property address is 5403 Market Street. Does the city have any information about this item?
We did not hear from the petitioner for 5403 Market Street. There's still balances owing and doing on this account.
This is the first listing before the board.
I'm sorry, say that again.
This is the first listing before the board.
Oh, first, okay.
Have you spoken to the Tyree Dumas city?
No, not the tenant either.
Okay.
Has this had prior activities that would indicate that we shouldn't be renewing or put some constrictions on it, or is that?
No, Nancy, this is the first listing before the board.
First before the full board? Okay.
Correct. Did not appear.
Yeah, I was just gonna say failure to appear.
Paula Weiss, I concur.
Dominic Ward, I concur.
George Matthews, I concur.
And Nancy Camerdiner concurs. The next item is that number 4, Aaliyah Leaks, last 4 digits to docket 0650. The property address is 1501-03 West Chelton Avenue. Any information from the city on this matter?
We did not hear from the husband or wife owners for 1501 Shelton Avenue. The balance is still on the account.
And this is the first listing before the board.
Okay, so this looks like a denial for failure to appear. Any other comments from board members before we poll?
I concur.
Dominic Ward concurs.
George Matthews concurs.
And Nancy Camerdiner as well. Then the last item on our agenda, Charlene Schoenherr, last 4 digits of the docket 0551, property address is 4807 Unruh Street. Any information from the city on this item?
No, we did not hear back from the petitioner, and the balance is still due and owing.
This is the first listing before the board.
Okay, so this would also be a denial for failure to appear. Does the board concur?
Paula Weiss, I concur.
Dominic Ward, I concur.
George Matthews, I concur.
And Nancy Camerdiner, I'll add my concurrence. This being the last item on our agenda, unless someone has any information or any items to come up that aren't on the printed agenda, and I'll wait a second to see if anyone has any. Not hearing from anyone, this hearing is adjourned. Thank you all.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Have a good
Goodbye,
rest of the day.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Julia, can you hang on for a second? Melissa, can you hang on for a second?
Of course. Everything else is pretty much GNA.
Everything, what happened with the 17th Street?
17th Street. What's 17th Street?
The
I don't
southern guy, the customer.
Oh, it was, they split the baby. So a bit 50% of the principal.
50% principal.
And then number 1 was no action needed.
Number 1, which, that's Christian Street.
Yes.
Okay.
And then number 2, which is 5403 Market. Number 4, which is 1501-03 West Shelton, and then 4807 Unruh were all denied, did not appear.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Angela, one last thing. Can you try to send me those sheets a little bit earlier, maybe yesterday?
I literally remembered when I sent them because it's like I got so much and
What's on your plate?
of course I'm supposed to send them. It's at a time.
I just, if you could just, honestly, I send the email to the board with the case, with the petitions, with anything Julia sends me and anything you send me at like 10 o'clock the day of the hearing. So
Okay.
anything before that is wonderful.
Awesome.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
All right. Take care.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.